This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. Bid Fast and Last's CIF Football Report. Oak Hills falls short. In round 2, the Bulldogs eliminated by Bishop Amat. Hesperia Christian cruises to a lopsided quarterfinals victory. The 8-man Patriots, the High Desert's only team remaining in the CIF playoffs. Hesperia Christian won 53-7 at Villanova Prep in Ojai Saturday. Jared Bragg threw 5 scoring passes the first half. Aiden Ortega scored 3 times, twice on pass receptions, once rushing. Coach Alex Vanderweddy's Patriots go to Lancaster Baptist for the semifinals. It's a rematch against those Eagles. The Patriots lost 41-38 at Lancaster Baptist in mid-October. In 2021, Oak Hills played their worst game of the season in the first round of the Division III playoffs, losing to second-seeded Etiwanda 46-20. In 2022, Oak Hills plays their worst game of the season in round 2 of the Division II playoffs, losing to Bishop Amat. We see the Bulldogs get a first down on this Diego Lopez to Shane Young completion on their first series, but Oak Hills will not get their next first down until 4 minutes before halftime. Shea Gabriel will intercept a Lancers pass in the second quarter and then score on the Diego Lopez pass from 2 yards out. The Bulldogs' first touchdown comes with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Shaylon Young set up that touchdown when the junior running back breaks up the middle and carries from midfield to the 7, a gain of 40 yards, Oak Hill's longest running play of the game. Bishop Amat had capitalized on Oak Hill's turnovers to mount a 28-0 lead before the Bulldogs begin to right the ship. The resilience of the Mojave River League champions shown on this drive, Diego Lopez to Shane Young, and Oak Hills is knocking on the door of the Lancers' red zone. From the 22, Diego Lopez rolls out and hits Shea Gabriel, who goes out of bounds at the 1. Quamaine Thomas gets the call and follows blockers into the end zone. The Bulldogs have scored twice in a 3-minute time span, with time winding down in the first half. Oak Hills scores on their first possession of the second half. Diego Lopez to Shane Young, 25 yards, touchdown. The two collaborate on a 45-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to close out, Bulldogs scoring. The final score, 64-27. The outcome cannot diminish from the team's unprecedented success, beginning with the first undefeated season in school history. Bulldogs dominate the all-Mojave River League team. Be watching for Video Sports' complete listing of all MRL selections on this website. Bid Fast and Last, sold on supporting High Desert Sports. Bid Fast and Last, liquidation of government entities, vehicles, firearms, estates, antiques, fine jewelry, coins, and more. Bid online at bidfastandlast.com.
Ready to kick tires, start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.
Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, the half-hour report on High Desert and Mojave River Valley events and activities, entertainment, and history. It shows 3 times daily at 7:30 and 11:30 mornings and 4:30 in the afternoon, right here on Victor Valley TV, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half-hour of High Desert television today. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville. Call 760-241-4663 for delivery. Drive-through, curbside, or pickup. Down Home Grill, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville.
Go!
Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Bid fast and last. Liquidation of government entities, vehicles, firearms, estates, antiques, fine jewelry, coins, and more. Bid online at bidfastandlast.com.
Ready to kick tires, start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.
Valu Quality Truck Bodies. Family owned and operated locally since 1954. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, proudly showcasing teams, athletes, and youth-oriented activities. The Bradco Companies. Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies. The High Desert Mojave River Valley's longest-standing commercial brokerage firm. Bradco, leading efforts to improve the quality of life and standard of living for all residents throughout our High Desert region.
Serious legal problems? Don't go it alone. Get the proper defense by going on the attack. Wanzek Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems.
Silverwood. The developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community support the teams, athletes, and sports programs of all our High Desert and Mojave River Valley schools. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. Oh yeah, We Got 'em Tees. And by the Holiday Inn, Conference and Convention Center for the High Desert, and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley. Bid Fast and Last is sold on showcasing headline makers seasons past. Apple Valley linebacker / running back Justin Reynolds slashed through opposing defenses, sacked opposing quarterbacks with vicious impact, and racked up one more trophy atop his stack of awards. Daily Press 2021 All-Area Player of the Year. Justin Reynolds' action speaks for itself. 10 sacks, 19 tackles for a loss, and 28 solo tackles among his 133 tackles in this season. Flash forward to this Dustin Reynolds interview 2022, how he sees his role on the team.
I feel like it's a leadership. I think I've gotten a lot bigger, stronger, faster. So you're going to see a new Dustin this year. I'm going to be playing both ways, so be ready for that.
As for his ball-carrying heroics, the 6'2", 220-pound junior is rushing for 137 yards and scoring 2 touchdowns in his team's CIF quarterfinals victory. Apple Valley places 12 players on the Daily Press All-Area team of 31 prep superstars. Sun Devils quarterback Jaden Max Denegal is named Offensive Player of the Year. Jaden Max Denegal led the Sun Devils to MRL victories over Serrano, Sultana, and Hesperia and scored his team's 2 touchdowns against Oak Hills before suffering a season-ending injury in that loss to the Bulldogs. At 6'5", 224, Jaden Denegal was as dangerous a runner as he was a passer. He scored 8 rushing touchdowns his senior season. Jaden Denegal threw for 1,545 yards and 24 touchdowns in 2021. The most highly recruited quarterback ever to come from a high desert school. He is asked what's the best advice he ever received.
Just keep your mind to it, and my dad he always tells me just be persistent and be consistent and do what you do and give it 100%. So that's probably the best advice that I've received.
Jaden Max Denegal graduates from Apple Valley in January. Then it's on to Michigan, where he received a full scholarship to play for Jim Harbaugh's Wolverines. Apple Valley's Keenan Eck led the nation in sacking quarterbacks, 20 sacks for the 6'2", 216-pound senior who was named to the Daily Press All-Area team. Oak Hills linebacker and Mojave River League Defensive Player of the Year, Buddha Paletti, is named to the All-Area team. Buddha Paletti, 8, was the tackles leader on an Oak Hills team, 36 solo tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, half a dozen sacks for the 6'3", 220-pound middle linebacker. Buddha Paletti signed his commitment to accept a full 4-year scholarship at New Mexico State. He is joined on the All-Area team by 6 Bulldogs teammates, Linebacker Raymond Iglesias, 22. Second on the team in tackles on the year, 25, is Noah Lopez. Bulldogs senior defensive back. Running back Prince Thomas carried for 806 yards and scored 15 touchdowns. Wide receiver Shea Gabriel, 11. O-lineman Dalen Matoyer, 77. And Hockey Faenow, 53. All area from the Mojave River League champions. From the CIF champions, Serrano Diamondbacks, defensive back Columbaye Belabanga is all area, shown here with a pass interception in the state regionals game. Super versatile senior Tanner Chafee is among 4 players named all area as utility players. Diamondbacks junior running back and leading ground gainer Rigo Cabral and senior offensive lineman Daniel Sonora, 73, complete the list of 4 all-area players from the CIF Division 8 champions. Apple Valley has 5 Sun Devils joining Jaden Max Dinigal on the all-area offensive team. Wide receiver Logan Moon, the 6-foot, 175-pound senior, caught 54 passes, 9 for touchdowns. Sure-handed senior Sterling Peck hauled in 37 passes for 490 yards and 6 touchdowns. The 5'11", 180-pound wide receiver among this year's stable of seniors, Victor Valley coach Artie Allen has high on his list of players to recruit. All-area center Ty Johnson, the congratulatory hug here. The area's most highly recruited lineman is Raymond Polito, 79. The 6'8", 340-pound junior is all-area. He is a 2-time All-Mojave River League first-team selection. Sun Devils senior running back Caleb Most earns a place in the all-area backfield. Apple Valley's leading ground gainer, he scored 7 touchdowns and finished second to Prince Thomas in rushing yards among MRL ball carriers. We see all-area center Ty Johnson, 77, helping clear the way early on this Caleb Most touchdown run. Apple Valley has 5 Sun Devils joining Justin Reynolds on the all-area defensive team. Linebacker Gavin Hambrick, 10, second on the team with 97 tackles. The 6'2", 220-pound defensive captain committed early to Boise State upon receiving a full scholarship. Defensive lineman James Reed, 57, and Jaira Lupepatella, 48, are all area. James Reed, a 6', 260-pound senior, 9 sacks among his 69 tackles. Jaira Lupepatella, a 6'3", 280-pound junior, 5 sacks and 9 tackles for a loss. 11 of this year's all-area selections are underclassmen. Defensive back Isaiah Ojeda, another junior, the pass interception for a touchdown here. Senior defensive back Nate Downing, the pass interception here, complete the list of an even dozen Sun Devils named to the all-area team. 5 Silverado Hawks are among the 7 Desert Sky League players named to the all-area team. Linebacker Richard Reed, the DSL Defensive Player of the Year. Richard Reed led the DSL champion Hawks in sacks. The 6', 181-pound junior registered a team-high 15 tackles for a loss. Senior Jason Crawley, 8, is 6'1", 221 pounds. Jason Crawley recorded a pair of sacks and 5 tackles for a loss among his 101 tackles on the year. Two-way standout Darren Gandy, a utility position selection. Darren Gandy caught 8 scoring passes and ran for 7 touchdowns in this, his junior season. Fellow junior running back Frederick Hunter led the league champions in rushing yardage with 1,241 yards and scored a team-high 14 touchdowns. Silverado's Lyndon Rivard, the senior wide receiver, caught 47 passes, 10 for touchdowns. Victor Valley Jackrabbits Junior Triple Threat Corinthians Jones, appropriately a utility position selection, as is Atalanto's Keith Reynolds, the Desert Sky League Offensive Player of the Year. Keith Reynolds is the epitome of versatility. Having rushed for 5 touchdowns for the Saints, he threw 5 touchdown passes, was on the receiving end of 5 scoring passes, having had a hand in 15 of Atalanto's 19 touchdowns in this, his junior season. Bid fast and last, world-class auctioneers are sold on saluting these 31 All-Stars, the Daily Press All-Area Team for 2021. Bid fast and last bids best of luck to the 19 graduating seniors. Video Sports looks forward to covering the 12 underclassmen next season. Bid Fast and Last is sold on showcasing headline makers seasons past. Did you know Bid Fast and Last is a federally licensed firearms dealer and a licensed, bonded, and insured auto dealer? You can bid virtual live online on firearms, vehicles, electric bicycles, collectibles, fine jewelry, coins, antiques, classic cars, and more at bidfastandlast.com.
Start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.
Your way, Internet.
Looking back in High Desert sports history, Oak Hills advances to the CIF semifinals for the first time in school history. Hawks record-breaking quarterback Levi Taylor picking apart the Antelope Valley secondary in Silverado's semifinals victory. Apple Valley scores early, often, and practically every way possible in routing 29 Palms in first-round CIF playoff action. This second quarter goal line stand proves to be the turning point in Serrano's come-from-behind victory over Canyon in the first round of the CIF playoffs. Nolan Bramer throws 3 scoring passes in the first half. DeShante Fletcher scores 4 touchdowns. Oak Hills advances to the CIF semifinals for the first time in school history, defeating Silverado 47-24. It is a CIF quarterfinals matchup between league champions, Bulldogs Mojave River League, Hawks Desert Sky League. Silverado gets a pair of rushing touchdowns from quarterback Sam Taylor and a 52-yard touchdown from Quincell Neal Riles. Nolan Bramer has time and pitches a strike to Gino Mastandria down the near sidelines and into the end zone. 31-yard scoring play. DeShante Fletcher cuts back and between a pair of defenders and dives to Pater for the second Bulldogs score. 32 seconds into quarter number 2, 13-3 Oak Hills. Nolan Bramer goes right back to Jeremiah Lorick on the post pattern, 49 yards. Lorick hauls in 6 passes in the first half for 122 yards. 2 of those yards come 2 plays later on this slant pattern. The strike, good for touchdown number 3. Oak Hills leads 20-3. Sam Taylor keeps off the fake, avoids a diving defender at the 10, and carries into the end zone untouched. The scoring play from 25 yards out. Silverado was right back in it, 20-10. Watch DeShante Fletcher actually backpedal to evade one defender, then break a tackle and maintain his balance. Once it's a foot race, nobody catches DeShante Fletcher. 67 yards on the touchdown. Fletcher carries 15 times this night for 125 yards. This, in essence, the winning touchdown. With time winding down before halftime, Nolan Bramer drops this 3rd and 10 pass off to Faison Knight, and once again, the speed of the Bulldogs makes the difference. Knight goes all the way on the 46-yard scoring play. That makes it 34-10 Oak Hills at the intermission. From their 48, Quincell Neal Riles starts outside, cuts back, sidesteps a defender, and outruns the Bulldogs secondary. A 52-yard touchdown, making it 34-17. Neal Riles carries for 94 yards in his Hawks finale.
Sam Taylor off the fake, 16 yards and the touchdown. 14 third quarter points for the Hawks. It's 34-24. Gino Mastandrea gets the call. Mastandrea starts up the middle, cuts to his left, shifts gears, and carries all the way down to the 5. DeShante Fletcher takes it in from here. Tyler Purvis, 77, handles his man. 54, Jonathan Aguiar does his job. Fletcher's third touchdown of the night moves Oak Hills back up by 17, 41-24. DeShante Fletcher adds the exclamation point on the 5-yard scoring run. The Oak Hills Bulldogs are headed to the CIF semifinals. The final score, 47-24.
It was secondary, not elementary. A tale of two quarterbacks. The Silverados secondary forcing one coverage sack after another on Antelope Valley's quarterback, and Hawks record-breaking quarterback Levi Taylor picking apart the Lopes secondary in Silverado's 52-13 semifinals blowout victory. The Hamilton Hall and Fox firm defended brilliantly. Linebacker Mitch Hamilton and company sacked the Lopes quarterback time and time again, usually after he scrambled, because the Hawks secondary, Troy Hall and company, covered Lopes receivers so tightly. Levi Taylor throws 7 touchdown passes, 3 to Trevin Clark from long distance. The junior quarterback threw for a school single-game record 464 yards. The Hawks led 32-7 at halftime. Silverado has scored 60, 46, now 52 points in their postseason triumphs. The victory, Silverado's 11th in a row, sending Coach Rafael Genorio's Hawks into the CIF Finals, the first trip to the championship game in school history.
Apple Valley scores early, often, and practically every way possible in routing 29 Palms 75-0 in first-round CIF playoff action. Xander Witt runs the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Donovan Ferguson scores from 41 yards out on the Sun Devils' first play from scrimmage. Jeff Widener hits Kashawn Griffin with an 11-yard scoring pass to cap Apple Valley's second possession. Linebacker Jesse Griggs picks off a Wildcats screen pass and runs it in for a touchdown. All the while, the Apple Valley defense is holding the Wildcats scoreless. Jeff Widener connects again with Xander Witt on what becomes a 52-yard scoring play. 3 TDs on the night for Xander Witt. For Jeff Widener, 14 of 17 for 241 yards and 5 touchdowns. Another touchdown by the defense. Jeremy Justice strips the ball. Defensive end Angelo Tuzzolino scoops it up and scores from 20 yards out. All of this scoring in the Sun Devils' 54 points first half outburst.
This second quarter goal line stand proves to be the turning point in Serrano's come-from-behind victory over Canyon in the first round of the CIF playoffs. The Diamondbacks were error-prone and penalty-prone at the outset. Canyon picks up the fumble on Serrano's opening possession, forcing Coach Casey Mahalchek's defense to do some heavy lifting early on. The Cowboys have it inside the 10. Earl Hodgson's pass rush forces the Cowboys quarterback to throw under duress on this 3rd and goal from the 5. The visitors miss on this short-range field goal attempt on 4th down. The Diamondbacks have dodged a Cowboys bullet. Xavier Jeter cuts back against the grain and carries 26 yards to the end zone. The extra point kick misfires, and Serrano still trails 7-6. The Diamondbacks appear to get it right back on Nathan Sandoval's interception, but a defensive holding penalty negates what would have been the 6-foot, 165-pound junior's 5th interception of the year. And this brings us to the
turning point, goal line stand mentioned at the start of this report. 2 major penalties against Serrano had given Canyon first and goal at the 10 before a Cowboys major penalty backs them back to the 25. This quarterback scramble has Canyon second and goal at the 9. Watch Earl Hodson, 4, stand his ground and bring down the ball carrier, bringing up third and goal at the 6.
Third and goal at the 6.
Earl Hodson again and Leighton Steinman, 9. The tackle for a loss forces Canyon to settle for a field goal attempt. Leighton Steinman, 6 foot 175-pound junior. The field goal try goes awry. Canyon's second missed field goal from short range. The goal line stand denies the Cowboys the scoring opportunity, and the Griner scoreboard shows the score remaining 7-6. Canyon at the 7:49 mark in the second quarter. Parker Chafee and company go right to work, feeding off the momentum of the goal line stand 33 yards through the air and into Cowboys territory. Key 3rd and 4. Xavier Jeter breaks a tackle, keeps his balance, extra effort, and a first down for the 6'3", 190-pound junior. Next play, Parker Chafee brings it this way. Matt Lowe hauls it in and scores. The play covering 31 yards. Diamondbacks lead 14-7 at the intermission. The only scoring in the third quarter comes on the Carlos Garcia field goal. John Smolinski let us know it's good. 17-7 Serrano with 2:20 on the third quarter clock. An exchange of punts brings us to fourth quarter action, and Serrano calling on their running back, workhorse, Wakil Sullivan, to work time off the clock. The 5'8", 175-pound senior enters the playoffs with 1,162 yards rushing, while Wakil Sullivan carries to the 35 before the Diamondbacks turn it over on downs. Canyon drives to midfield and goes for the home run, but Leighton Steinman hauls it in, and the Diamondbacks have it back. By now, the D-backs O-line has worn down the front line of Cowboys defenders, while Wakil Sullivan gets outside across midfield and down the far sideline, first down to the 35. From the 5, Cade Bogene plows his way through the Cowboys through to the end zone. The Diamondbacks have put the game away, their 11th straight win without a loss. The final 23-7. Round 2 of the CIF Division 7 playoffs take them to Burbank. Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, the half-hour report on High Desert and Mojave River Valley events and activities, entertainment, and history. It shows 3 times daily at 7:30 and 11:30 mornings and 4:30 in the afternoon, right here on Victor Valley TV, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half-hour of High Desert television today. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville. Call 760-241-4663 for delivery, drive-through, curbside, or pickup. Down Home Grill, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville. Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Bid fast and last. Liquidation of government entities, vehicles, firearms, estates, antiques, fine jewelry, coins, and more. Bid online at bidfastandlast.com.
Ready to kick tires, start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.
Valu Quality Truck Bodies. Family owned and operated locally since 1954. Valu Quality Truck Bodies. Proudly showcasing teens, athletes, and youth-oriented activities. The Bradco Companies. Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies. The High Desert Mojave River Valley's longest-standing commercial brokerage firm. Bradco. Leading efforts to improve the quality of life and standard of living for all residents throughout our High Desert region.
Serious legal problems? Don't go it alone. Get the proper defense by going on the attack. Wanzek Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems.
Silverwood. The developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community support the teams, athletes, and sports programs of all our High Desert and Mojave River Valley schools. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. Oh yeah, We Got 'em Tees. And by the Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the High Desert, and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley. This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events.